All right. Well, we've got Dr. Dale here with us again, and I'm Margie Abbott, and I've homeschooled for about 30 years and 6 children and seen all kinds of challenges and different things. And so I was really interested when I found Dr. Dale's very unique way to do math. So I have some questions to kind of help me understand. Now, Dr. Dale, you tier your math differently than the typical standard curriculum. So how do I figure out credits? Like, because I know most schools, they want us to have those 4 credits of math for high school. So where do I go to look to get that information to?
Well, as you know, Margie, we've worked with you and the, what's it called, the Home
Life Academy. I'm a counselor for Home Life Academy.
That's right, and you've been of great help with that. And our program is so different than the standard math curriculum that it's hard for a parent to really understand how to break that down. And so thanks to you, we've worked that out. And if you go to the website, homeschoolmathcrusade.com, right? Mm-hmm. Then you will see the breakdown on that. And it is, we teach all the math that a student needs to learn that they would get out of a standard curriculum, but we just do it in a much different order. And so therefore you have to understand the breakdown of that, and that's what we've done. And the parent can go there and see that then so that they can explain where the, what the student has achieved.
So how to designate those credits on a transcript.
Exactly.
That sounds great.
Exactly.
Awesome. So, so what about a paper trail? Like, how do I figure out what kind of grade that I'm supposed to give them when I'm going through this program?
Well, as you know, when the student is taking our training, they're doing it one topic at a time, and they have to master that before they move on. Because math is one of these things that if you miss something here, then you get up here, you're lost. And so you either understand it or you don't. And so every time they take a topic, they take a quiz to verify they've got it. And of course, that's all recorded in a learning management system, which you, the parent, and the students can look at it any time and see just how they progress, what they've learned. Mm-hmm. And the truth is, you either learn it or you don't learn it. And so all of our students, when they get done, get A's, because otherwise they didn't get through it. There's no such thing, in my view, as a C in math. You either understand it or you don't understand it. And we're not going to let you move on, or a student move on, until they understand it. Now, they can forget it. That's why we have them come back and review a lot. And we can give general tests, which we do periodically, or the parent can do, to make sure that the student mastered a body of material. And then they can get a grade on that. And I guess when they do that, you could give them a somewhat lower grade if they've forgotten some things. Mm-hmm. But personally, if it was my student, I'd make them go back and review. And if they do the reviewing, they won't forget, and then they're going to always get an A. Because if I'm an employer and I'm hiring you to do a job, and you're trying to run a piece of equipment, you can't do a C job on it. It'll break, mm-hmm. and you're going to ruin something. There is no such thing as sort of understanding when you're in a real life job.
Oh, wow, that's a great point.
And it can be critical to the whole process. And so we emphasize that you must understand something to move on, and you must review it, and so on and so forth.
So is there any kind of like a report or anything like that?
Oh, sure. You print out a report anytime you want to about how far they've climbed the ladder. You see exactly where they are, and those are available to you virtually any time that you want to pull one out. And really, it's just a matter of how far they progressed up the ladder of learning. Okay. That's really what you want to know, is how far up they progressed. And then, like I said, you might want to give them a generic test that we make available to make sure that they haven't forgotten a bunch of stuff.
Now, just like you might encounter in a regular public school, even as homeschoolers, we'll occasionally have kids that try to feel like they can beat the system and maybe cheat a little bit or figure out how they can answer. Do you have any way to kind of watch that, to where the kids aren't able to outsmart the system?
No, that's your job as a parent. You're a coach. And okay. You need to observe what your child is doing. The way they can cheat, for example, is they take a topic and they have to take a quiz. Well, they could get a friend to take the quiz. And then you don't know. I can't know that. You, as a parent, are responsible to do that. It is the coach's job to be sure that the student is doing their own work and not getting someone to do it for them. And short of getting someone to do it for them, you can't cheat.
Okay.
You can't, our quizzes are such that it's easier to learn the material than to try to guess your way through it.
That's
Because
great.
when we give you a multiple choice, we'll give you like 5 choices. And one of them, by the way, is always I don't know. Because you're just cheating yourself as a student. You're not cheating me or anyone else. So if you don't know, put I don't know down. Now that means you're going to have to go back and learn it, and that's okay.
Awesome.
No problem.
I
So
really
that's,
like the I don't know idea, because it does make it okay. Sometimes in life we just have to say I don't know.
well, we'll give them we give them the same quiz before they watch the video. We call it a pre-quiz. And we expect that if there's some new topic, they're going to say I don't know on all the questions, because they don't know.
Okay.
Then they watch the video, they take the training where I teach them, they do the exercises, then they come back and take the quiz and get it right, and you can see, oh, well, I learned something I didn't know.
Exactly.
We never encourage bluffing or cheating, because we always tell any student, if you cheat, who are you cheating? Yourself.
That's right.
No one else.
That's right. So you have that student and they're struggling and they just, and mama don't know what to do, but we're just watch the video, we haven't got it. What do they do at that point? Are they?
Well, we do this, we have what's called a forum. And if a student has watched a video at least 3 times and still can't understand a particular exercise or something they don't understand, they go to the forum and they ask the question. And they need to ask it as precisely as they can, exactly what is they don't understand, they think they don't understand. And then somebody, usually me, but someone will answer that question on the forum and tell them. And they'll get the answer. Now, if by chance that doesn't work, then, and it's rarely that doesn't work, but if it doesn't, then we can always engage them with Skype one-on-one and actually talk to them and find out what is the problem. Why are they not understanding that? And that almost never happens, because the way our curriculum is structured is so tiered, you really can't not understand to move on.
All right. It's been very successful in that way. And then, so if you find that maybe somebody was doing that, kind of struggle in certain areas, do you go back and redo? Do you upgrade the videos? If you see there's a way you could explain it?
Well, these videos have been developed over a period of several years.
Oh, okay.
And we're really on like the 3rd incarnation of them now.
Okay.
And nothing's ever perfect. You can always improve. Now, I will say this. The videos are not fancy. They're what I call kitchen table math. It's me sitting there talking to the student, and I make little mistakes sometimes, and I leave them in on purpose, because I want the student to see, hey, everybody can make a mistake. That's okay. I always correct them, or I invite the student to, did you spot that mistake? Like maybe at the end of the video, I'll say, did you catch the mistake earlier I made? Go back and watch it again and see if you catch it.
Wow, that sounds like fun.
Now, I will say this, sometimes I make horrible mistakes that would confuse the child, and I edit those out.
Yeah.
And I also edit out sometimes when I cough or sneeze or really flub up, I edit that out too. So they are edited videos. They are edited. They're not like a YouTube video where somebody just sits there and hacks their way through it. I do edit them. But I on purpose leave in, I want the student to understand that this is what it's like when you learn. You make mistakes and you struggle and this sort of thing. And that's what I try to communicate.
Well, it really sounds like you may get the feel of just sitting next to your tutor at the kitchen table.
That's what I try to do, and that's usually, I think, how most kids feel about it. I want them to think of me as a grandpa. I'm sitting there helping them. I'm grandpa sitting there at the kitchen table saying, hey, now here's the advantage of the video. If I'm doing it in real time, there's usually a schedule. And the student doesn't feel they can stop me and make me do it 3 times. With the video, they can. They just back it up and watch it again, watch it, or go away, take a break, and then come back and watch it again. And a lot of times when you take a break, your subconscious mind works. It's called diffuse learning. And when you come back and watch, oh, I see now.
That is true. I really do that. Well, that is totally may help clear up a lot of things. And we'll look forward to seeing what else we can learn from you today.
Good.